You want change. Everyone says that. They say it like it matters. Like wanting something carries authority. It doesn't. Wanting is irrelevant. Action is admissible. Results are evidence. I don't judge intent. I judge structure. And the structure you're standing on is compromised. Cracked habits, lowered standards, comfort poured into the ground and mistaken for stability. Years of shortcuts disguised as balance. Years of avoidance labeled self-care. Years of weakness normalized until it felt permanent. And still, you build. You stack motivation on top of laziness. You stack ambition on top of inconsistency. You stack slogans on top of rot. You call movement progress. It isn't. It's collapse delayed. Paint doesn't repair decay. Noise doesn't reinforce weakness. Hope doesn't stabilize a failing structure. Eventually, everything falls. Because you can't rebuild on a broken foundation. Your foundation is not your goals. It's not your dreams. It's not what you say when you're inspired. Your foundation is what remains when inspiration is gone. When no one is watching. When there's no reward. When the only consequence is the one you enforce. Habits, standards, discipline, that is the ground you stand on. And yours, compromised. You say you want discipline, but every morning becomes a negotiation. You say you want strength, but the moment discomfort appears, you retreat. You say you want change, but you defend the behaviors that broke you. You protect them. You justify them. You rename them. You call it being realistic. You call it pacing yourself. You call it knowing your limits. I call it evasion. Rebuilding does not begin with improvement. It begins with judgment. You don't upgrade failure. You don't reason with weakness. You don't renovate rot. You sentence it. You tear everything down to bedrock. Every excuse that kept you comfortable. Every shortcut that stole your future. Every lie you told yourself to avoid responsibility. No mercy. No nostalgia. No appeals. This is where most people stop. Because demolition hurts. Because digging exposes truths you don't want named. Because weakness hates daylight. Because accountability feels like punishment to the undisciplined. Your ego will object. Your comfort will resist. Your old self will plead for leniency. Ignore it. That voice isn't protecting you. It's the reason you're buried. Foundations are not rebuilt gently. They're broken apart with force, with resistance, with refusal. Concrete doesn't care how tired you are. Steel doesn't bend because you're discouraged. Reality does not negotiate. A solid foundation is built on law. Rules enforced without witnesses. Standards applied without exceptions. Discipline executed without discussion. Sleep, because recovery is mandatory. Nutrition, because fuel determines output. Training, because weakness is a liability. Work, because effort is the cost of entry. Honesty, because lies rot everything they touch. Not when it's convenient. Not when it feels good. Always. If your life keeps collapsing, your body, your finances, your confidence, your consistency, stop blaming the structure above it. Stop blaming timing. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming other people. Look down. Look at the ground you chose to stand on. Look at the habits you tolerated. Look at the standards you lowered so you wouldn't have to rise. Then act. Remove what's weak. Destroy what's false. Rebuild what's real. Pour concrete where excuses lived. Set steel where discipline belongs. Enforce standards like law, not suggestions. Because once the foundation is solid, progress holds, strength compounds, confidence stops collapsing under pressure. Structures built on truth endure, and until you do this, until you stop negotiating, until you stop lying, until you stop trying to build on damage, you are not rebuilding. You are standing in rubble, calling it a future. Judgment has been rendered. Sentence begins now. If you want next steps, tighten to exact 4:30 VO timing, cut a brutal minimalist, law code version map visual beats, plus sound design adapt for shorts, with execution style stops, say the word.